Thousands of demonstrators take to the streets in communities across the country today, demanding Congress pass new gun control laws. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Brittany Falkers. Today's call to action follows several mass shootings in just the past month, including one in Uvalde, Texas, where a gunman killed 19 students and 2 teachers. Protesters have turned out to more than 450 rallies nationwide. This was the scene in Portland today. Demonstrators met at the Portland State Urban Center before marching to City Hall, the Federal Building, and then Pioneer Square. Organizers say they're calling for universal background checks, a ban on assault weapons, and a national gun buyback system.
We have to stand up because thoughts and prayers don't change policies. It's mobilization of kids.
At least 254 mass shootings have taken place in the U.S. so far this year. That's according to the Gun Violence Archive, and includes the Uvalde and Buffalo shootings. Now, it was a much smaller event today in Sherwood. Older Oregonians were out there today telling younger people to keep pushing for more gun restrictions, both locally and nationally. At least one student who spoke warned about mass shootings becoming normalized. She also said we need enforcement of the laws already in place. We'll hear more from people in our community who want to see more done on gun control. That's coming up tonight on KGW News at 11. And on Capitol Hill, the House passed a measure raising the minimum age to buy semi-automatic rifles from 18 to 21. That's expected to fail in the upper chamber because of Republican opposition. On Thursday, the House also passed a red flag bill that would allow judges to take guns from people who pose a threat to themselves or others. That legislation, which drew 5 Republican votes, could have a better chance of advancing than other bills in the evenly split Senate. And now to a developing story and a warning tonight to be on the lookout for landslides in Oregon. All this heavy rain has officials putting out the alert. Specifically, they're concerned about the potential for landslides in eastern Oregon. The National Weather Service issued flood watches in several places through tomorrow night. Heavy rain may result in landslides where the terrain is steep and debris flows near wildfire burn areas. Now, the Department of Geology and Mineral Industries has a few tips for you. They say, of course, stay alert, whether you're at home, work, or traveling in a watch area. Listen for unusual sounds that might indicate moving debris, such as trees crackling. You should also watch the water. If a stream or creek suddenly turns muddy, that's a warning the flow may be affected upstream and could be coming downstream fast. Finally, they say travel with extreme caution. Assume roads are not safe and be alert while driving, especially at night. And those rising river levels are closing down the East Bank Esplanade in Portland. Portland Parks and Recreation just announced that they will temporarily close the Vera Katz East Bank Esplanade for safety starting Sunday. The area that's going to be impacted is that floating portion of the popular multi-use path from north of the Morrison Bridge to south of the Steel Bridge. There's no set date to reopen it yet, but officials say depending on water levels and the weather, it could stay closed until at least Wednesday this week. So let's bring in meteorologist Joe Renier. And Joe, I honestly can't remember the last fully dry day that we've had.
Well, I was talking about this a couple hours ago with you. The longest stretch of dry weather we've seen is 9 days, and I think it's happened twice, one time in February and one time in January. This is the time of year where we should be seeing those 9-10-day stretches of no measurable amount of rain, but that just hasn't been the case. And now, talking about the rising rivers and streams, of course, the Columbia River could be seeing the potential for some minor flooding heading into tomorrow as more rain is in the forecast. The Willamette, you should be okay, but still, like Brittany just said, there is still going to be some high running water over the next couple of days. And our rainfall so far this spring is getting close to 12 inches of rain. There's a good chance we go above 12 inches by the end of the weekend. June rainfall so far, 2.72 inches of rain. Normally, we should be sitting at 1.63 inches of rain, and a majority of that rain hit yesterday, where we saw a record amount of rain, just shy of about 1.5 inches of rain. Portland has seen 5 days this year with more than 1 inch of rain. Some of these numbers are just incredible. Now, talking about the heavy rainfall has been good for our drought situation. You might remember just a couple of months ago, the entire Pacific Northwest was under some kind of drought. drought. Because of all that rain we've been seeing here, really the last 2.5, 3 months, things are really improving, not just through parts of western Washington and throughout the northwest side of the state, but also through parts of eastern Oregon. A big reason why is they've been seeing some severe weather the last couple of weeks with heavy showers and some thunderstorms. The place that's still under the excessive drought is throughout parts of central Oregon and under extreme drought. And that's not going to change over the next couple of weeks, but the more rain we have is definitely going to help things. If we look at the satellite and radar, start to see some showers taper off a little bit. We definitely have seen lighter amounts of rain from what we saw just yesterday as that atmospheric river moved through. Now we're going to kind of dial things down a little bit heading into the later part of tonight. I'm expecting to see mainly dry conditions here the next couple of hours. Heading into tomorrow, though, Brittany, it's a different story. I'm tracking up to maybe a half of an inch of rain in a few locations by the end of tomorrow in the early part of next week. I'll talk more about that in just a few minutes.
All right, Joe, thanks so much. That rain held off for the return of the Rose City tradition, the iconic Grand Floral Parade. It was canceled 2 years in a row because of the pandemic, but it was back in full swing this morning. Christelle Kumwe was there, and Christelle, the Grand Floral Parade has been happening for more than 100 years, so it's so good to see it come back.
Yes, from musicians, dancers, and colorful floats, the Grand Floral Parade made a glorious comeback to the community, kicking things off from Veterans Memorial Coliseum.
It's a great day because it's parade day.
After a 2-year hiatus, the iconic Grand Floral Parade was in full bloom Saturday morning.
It feels amazing.
Marilyn Clint is Portland's own parade queen and has helped organize the Rose Festival for decades.
I hope people have as much fun as all these folks are going to have marching down our new parade route.
The parade route traditionally starts in Northeast Portland and goes over the river into downtown. This year, colorful floral floats and parade participants only marched along the east side of the Willamette River for the first time since the 1940s.
And it is one of the top 5 parades in the United States. We're a world-renowned festival, and it truly is a beautiful spectacle to see.
Grand Floral Parade Chair Carla Stenberg says all this wouldn't be possible without the volunteers.
It takes hours and hours of labor and dedication to put on this parade.
We just hope that everybody has as much joy as we've had in putting together this Rose City reunion. It has been a labor of love. And when I say labor, it's been a lot of work.
The Grand Floral Parade is the third and final Rose Festival parade. It normally draws thousands of people each year.
It really does bring the best of Portland to the people of the community.
The Rose Festival takes place each June to celebrate the City of Roses with parades, rides, fireworks, and entertainment. The tradition stretches back to 1907. Brittany?
Oh, wow, it's just so great to see the city come back to life in such a big way. Thanks so much, Christelle.